All right, let's talk about something that a lot of us have thought about at some point, therapy. But we're not just going to talk about going to therapy. We're going to dig into what it actually means to, well, to thrive because of it. You know the line, right? I'm sure you've heard it. Oh, therapy, that's for people who are broken. It's this old, tired idea that needing help is somehow a sign that you're weak.
But what if that's completely backwards? What if we've got it all wrong? I mean, what if therapy isn't some kind of repair shop? What if it's actually a gift? A gift you give yourself? A set of tools you can use to build a stronger, more capable life?
Okay, first up, a broken idea. We're going to take a hard look at the stigma around mental health support, and honestly, we're going to flip it right on its head.
So on one hand, you've got the stigma, right? This idea that it's a sign of weakness. But then there's the reality. And the reality is that it's a tool for strength. It's not about admitting defeat. It's about actively choosing to get stronger.
So how does this actually play out in real life? Let's dive into our next section, the journey to thriving. We're going to follow a personal story to see what this path really looks like.
So this story starts with a young woman who knew she needed some support. And for her, dealing with some really complex stuff, things like counseling and behavioral therapy, well, they weren't a crutch. Not at all. They became her guide. This really empowering force that helped her find her own way.
Okay, so what does that guidance really mean? That brings us to Section 3, Tools for Building Strength. We're not talking about fuzzy ideas here. We're talking about real, practical skills you can use every single day.
Think of it like building blocks for resilience. It all starts with step 1, learning how to manage those overwhelming moments, those meltdowns. Once she could do that, it created the space for step 2, actually finding the words for her feelings. You know, putting a name to what's going on inside. And when she could do that, well, that led to the biggest step of all, learning to trust herself.
Okay, we've seen the tools, we've seen the process, but what does it all lead to? Section 4, What Thriving Looks Like. Let's really pin down what we mean by thriving.
And this is so important. Thriving isn't just, feeling better. It's way bigger than that. It's this whole state of success and growth and well-being. And it happens in 2 major ways: emotionally, like inside yourself, and socially, in how you connect with everyone else.
And check this out. It's all about balance. Real thriving isn't just one piece of the puzzle. It's an equal mix, half emotional success, half social success. They're like 2 sides of the same coin, both essential for a full life that's been nurtured by this whole process.
So where does all of this lead us? To our final section. Therapy is strength. This is where we get a new mantra, something that just completely shatters that old broken idea we talked about at the beginning.
And here it is. It's simple, but it's powerful. Therapy is strength. Full stop. It's an act of courage. It's you taking a proactive step to build a stronger, more resilient version of yourself.
And if therapy is strength, then it has to mean that our mental health matters, right? It deserves just as much care and attention as our physical health, without any of the shame or stigma attached.
And finally, let's bring it back to the story that inspired this. This whole idea becomes so real when we think about the need to support kids with fetal alcohol spectrum disorders. For them, with the unique challenges they face, learning these tools isn't just a nice-to-have, it is absolutely life-changing.
So I want to leave you with this. We started by asking if therapy was for broken people. But let's flip that question completely around. What if getting help, what if investing in yourself isn't just something that's okay to do? What if it's the absolute strongest thing a person can do?